Hi everyone, Mickey Jacobs here. Welcome to Angel Chat. Thank you for joining in. A little bit cooler, so summer days are definitely gone. But I hope you are all well. So I kind of come across more and more people lately, maybe the last year, maybe, where they hear more bizarre noises, like knocking. I had a reading the other day with a woman that had a really loud knocking on her window. A lot of people say knocking on the roof or on the wall of the house, and it's not a little bit, it's loud. So all kind of other bizarre noises that people kind of describe to me. So I wanted to explain that phenomenon really quick because it's very important. So naturally, when people come and tell me that they're afraid, they're scared, they assume the worst because we are that kind of a species, always fearful, always worry, of course, always assume the worst. So they use the phrase entity, they even use the phrase devil, they even use the phrase bad energy, aliens. So I hear all kind of stuff that people describe, and really they're authentically nervous. So I'll explain that by first share here what I share with them. We also hear noises a lot. Specifically, I put it on one of the book. I think it was Sacred Wild that I put it, that I mentioned that it's usually kind of like when the day is done, when it's maybe like 7 p.m. or so, where we more relaxing in the living room after the day of work or in the weekend, or watching a movie or something. So it's appeared to be that time of day, and it's really knocking hard right above our head, and meaning in the roof. And there's nothing really in the roof, meaning there's no wind, there's nothing obvious. So I right away tell people that we hear that since probably we moved in here, which is about 5 years now in this house. I don't think the other house no one was knocking, so it's more this house. So right away, to ease the worry, I tell them that I also experienced that. So what is it? First of all, it's important to understand negative entities. It's important to understand that they do indeed exist, of course. This is the nature of the universe, nature of energy. There is a dense, heavy energy that we can call negative, and there is light and beautiful and uplifting energy that we can call spirits or angel or light being or ascended master and all kind of names. So yes, there are indeed negative energy out there. But there is the beautiful law, universal law of attraction. We get what we project, and most people are decent human beings. Doesn't mean we perfect, does not exist, of course. If we perfect, we won't remain here. But for the most part, we people are decent, are kind, more than probably a lot of people would show that, and therefore we project an energy that is positive, that is soft, and therefore it cannot attract any negative entity to us. It just can't. From my understanding of this topic, from the teaching of spirits, that it's almost like negative entities or dark entities, or again all kind of name, would not, it's not mesh, it's not compatible, if you will. So they wouldn't get attracted to most people, that we are decent and good human beings. So that it just doesn't work. It's kind of like mixing oil and water. It just doesn't, it's not compatible, again, energetically, as I said. So ease your mind that no matter what noises you hear, no matter what, how bizarre it is, and it is bizarre because there are noises out of nowhere that cannot be explained. So what is it if it's not negative entity? Because most time they're not. Usually, at least in our case, which I ask my spirit team, it is our spirit guide, and the reason they find that time of day is to frankly say hello to us. which he can say it all day. I don't know why they choose that, but they do choose us. So it is our guides. Clayton have guides. I have guides, of course, and it's almost like they come in that specific time because it is, like I said, this is our most relaxing times where all the animals lay on the couches and near us and on the floors. And it's just really, really a delightful time of day. We love it very, very much that we together, we ate dinner and sometimes we have a little cup of coffee. So they're almost like they enjoying that time. So they make their presence known to us by knocking. So most time I find that this is any member of our teams. Sometimes I come across angels that do that, again, to make their presence known to us. Sometimes they would do that if it is a little bit of a guidance. If you really pay attention to that and you are debating an important decision, let's say a job or a move or a partner, so sometimes they are telling you that they are there. So although we can all activate spirit communication, it's require work, but I just did the work and was able to do that. So is anyone else. Usually it's tough to read for ourselves. Not usually. It is tough to read for ourselves. I mean, I can detect messages from obviously signs and intuition and kind of gut feelings, which called channeling. So usually we will not be able to sense our or hear our team or spirits usually. And the point is that they just come across to us that way. With knocks a lot of times, but not only. People say that out of nowhere, electricity or the fan come on and off, or the phone ring. So that's also include with bizarre thing that people are really afraid. So the point is that they do want to make their presence known to us. Know it as such. Do not be afraid. It's important how we deal with that, because I tell people right off the bat, do not use the phrase devil or Satan or bad energy or bad entity, because words are powerful, and the more we project that negativity, the more we be afraid. Adapt the law of attraction that if you are a decent human being, as most people, we will not project energy that attract those negative or dense entity. They'll be bored with us. They've no need to be with us. Beside, from my experience, negative entity kind of influence similar energy people. A lot of time that would be unfortunately addicts, because when a person is an addict, any addiction, their energy is compromised. They are kind of quote unquote below awareness. They're dense. It's influenced the mind, of course. So sometimes that can project an energy that attract the same kind of negative entity or dense entity. And it doesn't mean if you drink wine over dinner. I don't mean that. I mean that from my experience, if people are really an addict, people that are not nice, and not nice to others, not nice to people they know, not nice to people they don't know, whether it is greed or envy or rage that act up, and so that can project a dense energy that can attract negative entity, of course, depending on the severity of a person's negative behavior or action or acts, that would be equally as to what they are attract. So again, although there are indeed very, very rare and far and in between cases that came across my work where I did detect that this is a more dense entity. Very, very rare. So ease your mind, know the law. This is a spiritual law. We get what we project. Use that law to even do better and be better and feel better. So obviously you'll project that energy that will not attract anything. Also, we have a wonderful group of protecting spirits. We have a guardian angels. They're powerful. We have angels, our guides. We have our beloved departed loved ones that very much create a shield around us. Do not let anything penetrate that. So once you add that law of attraction, and once you add the protection we have, and once you add us needing to just relax about it, smile about it. By the way, if it's bother you, sometimes they're very loud. You can tell them, they hear you, they're right there. You said it's too loud. I know that one time I had a client from Colorado that obviously was very cold, and her late or deceased husband kept putting the fan on. She said, that's not going to work, it's too cold. So sometimes signs are just not comfortable to us, still in the physical form. So you can tell them that. But for the most part, I don't. I leave it alone. Whatever noises are welcome. We have a lot of different noises from the second story because there's a lot of animals we lost that are there, and they're running and they're jumping. So that's a delight to us. So no fear, no worry. Do the right thing, be the right thing. Know that you're protected. And sometimes noises pass through the veil and we can hear spirit or see spirit or sense spirit. But in regard to is it bad or good, it is not bad. It is not bad. If it is bad, because sometimes, let's say, people enter or move into a home that a dense entity reside there. Again, if it doesn't mesh with the people that live there, that the entity would simply leave. But sometimes there's a dense energy, so you can sage the place. Sage is a very, very powerful way to lift up an energy in a space, in a house, in a room, office, new offices if you move. Very, very effective. A lot of people ask me what prayer. Any prayer doesn't mean the words of prayers doesn't matter, it's the intention. You ask to be helped to clear up the space. You maybe repeat it after few weeks, 2-3 weeks, to just make sure it's all clear, and open the windows. It's always important for the feng shui, the way the energy flow. But again, you can do it, nothing to do with just the subject of any dense energy. It's important, I believe, to sage a space. It's really good and really helpful in regard to keeping the energy uplifted and light. So I think I believe I say everything. I hope I did. I hope you learn. Ease your mind. Don't get panic. We are protected and guided. And sometimes our five senses can indeed detect the spirit world. But it's all good. Nothing negative. So please do not worry. So thank you guys. Thanks for joining in. Have a wonderful week to come, and I will talk to you next time. Take good care. Bye.